Measuring your lawn and knowing its square footage is one of the first steps to setting yourself up for success if you're new to lawn care or looking to take on some projects this year to improve your lawn. And the good news is it's super easy to do, even if your lawn is irregularly shaped. In fact, with one of the methods I'm going to show you, you don't even need a tape measure and you can do it from your couch with your laptop. Okay, so why measure your lawn? Well, the reason measuring your lawn is so important is because it helps you to know how much product you need to buy for projects in your lawn, which is especially true for things like grass seed and fertilizer that come with square footage based application rates. In other words, knowing the size of your lawn will allow you to shop confidently and avoid under or overbuying. So for example, if we look at our bag of 5 kilogram elite perennial ryegrass, we can see it covers 1,250 square feet. So let's say for example, you know your lawn is 1,000 square feet. Then you know you only need one bag and you'll even have a bit left over for future spot seeding. As another example, let's look at this bag of fertilizer. We can see that it covers 4,300 square feet. So we know that not only is it enough to cover our 1,000 square foot lawn, but we can also calculate that we'll actually be able to get 4 applications out of it, and all you would do is apply roughly 1/4 of the bag each time. So you can see how measuring your lawn is important because it allows you to approach lawn care confidently. You can plan for your projects better and ensure you enjoy your time in the lawn. And you only need to do it once, provided you save the info somewhere that you can refer back to later, whether that's on a piece of paper in your garage or as a note on your phone. Okay, so there are 2 main ways to measure your lawn. The first is actually getting outside in your lawn with a tape measure, and the second is using a computer in Google Earth or Google Maps, both of which have measurement features and really are the easiest and fastest way to get this job done. But I'll show you how to do both the manual tape measure method and the Google method. The first way to measure your lawn is the old-fashioned way, and that's to get outside in your yard and physically measure it yourself by hand. To do this, you'll need a standard tape measure, or if you have a larger lawn, you may want to opt for a reel style tape measure, and if your lawn is really big, you could consider a surveyor's measuring wheel, which can also be a good option. And these are items you can find at your local hardware store or on Amazon. Now, depending on the size and shape of your lawn, you may want to split it up into logical chunks to make measuring easier and be able to manage and isolate any irregularly shaped areas. For example, if we look at my own front yard in this drone shot, you can see it's kind of this L shape and also has a curved side. In this scenario, I would split it up into 3 sections to make measuring easier, creating 2 standard shaped rectangles and a 3rd section for the remaining triangle shaped portion with the curved edge. Okay, let's talk square footage. To calculate square footage, you multiply length times width, and then it's just a matter of running your tape measure along 2 sides of each rectangle section and making sure you have something to mark the endpoints of your measurements so you know where to start your next one. Here I'm using marking flags, but you can really use anything. In the past, I've even just used sticks that I found laying around. So for my lawn, I've taken measurements of the 2 rectangle shaped sections and can then calculate their square footage. Now to get the square footage of the triangle section, I'm simply going to measure the 2 straight sides, same as before, but then add the extra step of dividing the result by 2 to account for the triangle shape. Looking from above, we can see that measuring the 2 straight sides gives me the square footage of a full rectangle shape, and then by dividing that in 2, it leaves me with the square footage of the portion that the triangle part of my lawn occupies. Now keep in mind, for lawn care purposes, you don't need to worry about getting this accurate down to the square foot. Rounding to the nearest 100 is totally fine. So once you have the measurements and square footage for all your sections, it's just a matter of adding them up to calculate the total square footage of your lawn, which in my case is a total of 850 square feet, which I would round up to 900 or honestly even 1,000 square feet just to make my life easier when it comes to measuring out product. Okay, so while it's never a bad thing to get out in your yard and really get familiar with it, I personally prefer using Google Earth and Google Maps for measuring my lawn simply because it's plenty accurate for lawn care purposes and it's just so much easier and more convenient than doing it manually. So for this example, I'm going to be using Google Earth because I prefer it slightly to Google Maps for this task, but you can really use either and they are virtually the same. Okay, so here we are in Google Earth. I've entered my address and pulled up the satellite image of my front lawn. Next, I'm going to click this little ruler icon right here, and then just start clicking around the edge of my lawn, adding a new click or new measuring point at every bend or every curve in the lawn. Just going around, capturing it as accurately as possible, bringing it up, getting all the sides here, again following the curves, clicking each point, and then once you get back to the start, you just click that first circle, that measurement point, and here you can see that Google has calculated my entire square footage to be 870 square feet. So again, I'd simply round that up to 900 or even 1,000 square feet and then use that measurement throughout my lawn care program. Super easy, the whole thing took about 60 seconds. And if you want to use Google Maps for this instead, you just right click the map, select measure distance, and start drawing your perimeter the exact same way. So that's two different options that you can use to measure your lawn. I do recommend drawing a map or printing out a satellite image of your lawn and then noting the square footage on it and keeping it in your garage or shed so you can refer to it easily if you decide one day you want to put down some grass seed or fertilizer. I also recommend saving the measurement in your phone as a note or email to yourself, so if you find yourself at the garden center one day looking to buy something and you can't remember how big your lawn is, you have a quick and easy way to look it up. I hope that helps. Thanks for watching.